Hi。哦，sorry。各位可能等一等先啊，我哋應該5分鐘之後咧就會正式開始今日嘅 live 啦。
Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming today to the opening of Tetsuya Noda's show. We are very lucky to be able to exhibit a series of his very personal work of his daughter, Noda, Rika. And I hope that you guys will enjoy the show. Today, we are so very lucky that Stephen here will be able to give us an introduction of the series of works and a little bit about the artist. And also, we would like to take the opportunity to thank our funding body, CSTV, and also ADC for helping us to make the show here. So I guess I'll let you guys walk around and please enjoy the show and ask us for any questions. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
It's my turn.
I know, sorry, I'm getting bad at this.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming, and thank you to the Hong Kong Open Print Shop, to Chairperson Elizabeth Lau and Program Director Yung, and all their colleagues for making this possible, this beautiful and very informative show. Tetsuya Noda, this is the diary series, Tetsuya's diary series. It's about his personal, temporal, lyrical moments of his life, sharing with the public through 50 years in more than 500 prints. So these mindful, contemplative works are, for me, it's almost like the original Facebook or Instagram, right? So he's sharing all these things, but they are not just our posting in our Instagram, they are infused with so much wit, mystery, and charm. And they not only have the ability to communicate, but they also can make us remember things in our past. So I would like to Tetsuya Noda, this is not his first show in Hong Kong. That honor has been taken up by the University Museum and Art Gallery of the University of Hong Kong 2 months ago. But luckily, you did not miss it because it's still on. So you can still go and have a look at it. The show at the University of Hong Kong has a breadth of perspective in the sense that it showcased him as a friend, as a boyfriend, as a husband, as a father, as an avid traveler, an avid gardener, and a professor, and then a grandfather in different genres, landscape, still life, and portraits. However, this show in HKOP is irreplaceable and exceptional in such a way that it focuses on one relationship and in only one genre, that is portrait. And that is the portraits of Rika, his only daughter. If you don't mind, I would like to talk about some of the works here. I will not travel around because there's a camera pointing at me and it would be difficult. But I will just point to, and maybe I'll start with the latest one. That work over there with the big word Mount Sinai West. The original photograph was taken just a few hours before Rika. You can see Rika looking at the phone. Dorit Bartour, the wife of Tetsuya Noda, holding her. Obviously, Tetsuya is nowhere to be seen because he's taking the photograph. And the husband went to pick up the car to come by. That is because Rika cannot check into the hospital. So the hospital said, you need to go back home and then come back. And indeed, before they even got back home, they had to go back, and she was admitted, and Tetsuya Noda and his wife Dorit stayed until 5 o'clock in the morning until they managed to see their granddaughter Madison. So you can see that Rika is actually holding a phone. She's measuring the interval of her contraction. Yeah, I particularly like this work because it's all about vertical and horizontal on the sides, and then suddenly in the middle there's a lot of diagonal lines. And I find, for me, there's a kind of me being obsessive compulsive, maybe that suits me quite well. The next one I would like to talk about is this one. It's a bit of a jump. This is set in April. This is a huge day. Open starts in April in Japan, unlike Hong Kong. So this one is Rika going to school. And there's a bag, and that bag is for the shoes. Yeah. So in Japan, apparently you need to go to school with a pair of shoes, a pair of sneakers, because you're not allowed to wear the shoes that you've been walking on the street. You need to change into another pair of shoes. So here, it is a big day for Rika because it's her first day in the primary school. She's a big girl now, she enters the primary school, and it's a big day. So this is about all the excitement, all the nervousness of going to primary school. Everything, every single item, bag, shoes, anything has to be tagged with their name. So Dorit herself is very stressed out because she needs to make sure that everything that she possesses in her body or in the bags or whatever has to be tagged with her name, Rika. The next one would be this one. The printmaking department of the Tokyo University has a tradition of making calendars. So the calendars would look like the earliest one that I have is of 1968. There are 4 small prints by different artists, and then the calendar. By the time it hits 1988, there's about 14. And there's one particular year that is very famous because Yoshitomo Nara also made one. So anyway, that print itself the calendar is sold every year. There's about 300 limited edition. That's the idea of Tadayoshi Nakabayashi. Tadayoshi Nakabayashi had a show here last year, and he had this idea of selling calendar, and all the money that they gathered from this selling of this calendar are given to all the assistants of the professors and lecturers. So Japan being Japan, the assistant, being grateful, they also buy a gift for the professor. So in this case, Tetsuya's assistant is the late Shinichi Kamatani, and he's also an accomplished printmaker. So he asked Tetsuya, is there anything that I can buy? And Tetsuya said, buy a doll for Rika. So this is the doll that Kamatani bought for Tetsuya, most likely somewhere around the university. And it is still there at home in the living room of Tetsuya. I just received this photo 2 days ago because I was asking about this print, and then they sent me this photograph. And then Dorit was saying, oh, the doll is here sitting in the living room, missing very much Rika, just like us. But unfortunately, her hair is not combed, and she's suffering from a neck injury. I think that's very sweet. And this is an example of the calendar that they produce every year. So they pass this piece of paper to different artists, and they print a certain portion of their work on the paper with the calendar at the bottom. And you can see that for Tetsuya Noda, for 1988, he was featuring the 14-year-old Rika in that calendar. Also, I just want to go backtrack a little bit. This is the husband of Rika now. This photograph, Rika is a photographer, so this photograph was taken by Rika. These are the kids of Rika right now. That's Madison, Kennedy, and Levi. If you notice the date of that one, that's August 15. So that's actually 5 days ago. So needless to say, it was the birthday of Madison. So this is them celebrating her birthday. And this is the cake. This is the cake made by Tetsuya very quickly. He bought 5 apple tarts. And can you figure out what's in the middle? It took me a long time to see what's in the middle. Mushrooms. Mushrooms. So he put 5 apple tarts and a mushroom right in the middle and put the doll that he already had there. So, and via Zoom, Madison was able to blow the candle, and they celebrated her birthday via Zoom. So another common theme here, you can see that is that one over there with the big blanket. Underneath the blanket, you can it was Rika. It was her blanket. Tetsuya's sister gave this blanket to Rika, and she loves it. It's her security blanket. She can't do anything without the blanket. And it's almost featured in a lot of places. Even here, you can see that the blanket is folded up at one side. Here, Rika is holding the blanket and sleeping. And once again, on this one. And as you can see, as it gets older, the blanket starting to fall apart. This work specifically was done in August, and Dorit was saying that, oh yeah, it's August, I must not have been in Japan. So she was traveling. Tetsuya has to take care of Rika on his own. And the atelier, the studio, is right beside the living room. And I'm thinking it must be really convenient for him to be working and have his model right there, sleeping on the floor. So the last one that I would like to mention is the earliest one. That is when the one with the yellow towel. That was when Rika was a year old. And if the title was not diary in its day, it most likely would be Inai Ba. You know how when kids play peekaboo? So in Japan it's called Inai, and then you pull down the towel and then they say Ba. So that is Inai Ba. It is according to Dorit, it is a very popular print for a lot of collectors in the 70s and 80s because of the fact that it's something for an artist to do something, to feature something mundane and funny. It was rare during that time because at that time a lot of the Japanese are into minimalism or abstract. So he was very special at that, this print was very special at that time. So before I finish, I would like to show you the blanket. This is what the blanket looks like now. So Tetsuya made a box especially for the blanket, and there's not a lot of blanket left. And on the box, it carved Rika's favorite comforter. Yeah, I think the word comforter is so beautiful rather than blanket because it has that double meaning of being a blanket at the same time something that comforts her. Yeah. So that's the blanket. So and sometimes when I look back and I'm thinking like, is the blanket, because it was featured so many times, it begs the question, was the blanket an inspiration? Or it represents Tetsuya's aspiration to be as important as the blanket to his daughter? And when preserving this piece of cloth in the little box, it's a way to remember how important he was in his daughter's young life, and now that she's married and have her own family. So I'll leave things to that. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. I think it has been there because it has been mentioned for several interviews. Because in this case, there's a receipt against and some people.
攞支咪，攞支咪，
And I thought,
攞支咪，支咪俾我。
since I'm not giving this, because in some of the interviews, it was mentioned that it was a box for a ceramic. You know, Japanese things, this comes in the so I think it was a ceramic box plate. Sorry, it's a box for a ceramic. So I think did this box specifically because in the interview, I think I saw in one of the interview, the critic was describing it as a box plate, ceramic.